speak to you about the company today. Please show him the courtesy that you are capable of. Do not talk when he is talking. Stand up, ask a question. And note it is very hot in here. We have got all the windows open.
Thank you for the opportunity to come and have a talk with you today. A couple of things. I haven't got my cell phone with me, so all my customers are going to give me yours right now, because you've got my undivided attention. Alright, so that's pretty neat for you. Secondly, I've got a bit of a cold, and if I start popping pills, my throat muscles is okay. I'm okay. It's just my throat will dry out and I stop talking. We don't want that, because we'll miss something out. But anyway, let's try this. So, I wear a number of hats in the business community because I'm linked to different companies and work with them at various times. Kiwi Recruitment is one of them, and we'll bring that into the equation. But we want to profile another company, which is called Kiwi Wood Processing. Now, it's a small company. It's based at Wainoa Industrial Estate. You probably all know it. JNL is out there, Kiwi Lumber is out there. A number of other businesses have set up base in that particular area. And it operates from there. It markets in New Zealand and into Australia. So these small companies, the staff vary between 7 and 15. Why does it vary so much? Because the market goes up and down. Lots of sales ease back. When they come up again, they ease back. It goes through a cycle, a yearly cycle. It's a little bit like seasonal work. That seasonal work, the vineyard. Grapes are dormant part of the year, then they start growing, then we start picking them. Now we need all the workers, and then we're not all picked. We don't need anybody again. That's seasonal work, so it's a little bit like that. So it's a small company. Are you familiar with the expression a flat management structure? No? So I draw on your board here. A company example. That's roughly a triangle. A company like JNL employs about 300 staff and has a very tall management structure. It has the boss at the very top, you know, managing director of the company. Then it will have some managers, department managers, and then there'll be some assistant managers. And then there'll be an administration department that administers various things. And then it'll have section leaders. So there's people in all of these boxes, right? Lots of different levels to it, right? Smaller companies, typically, Kiwi Wood has structure like this, very flat. It has the owner of the business. He doesn't actually go there very often. Right? He sits in an office in town somewhere, he's not actually there. But technology allows him to engage with the factory. The next level down is one person in administration and one factory manager. And then 7 workers. And that's it. So that's the management structure. You can see it's very flat. There's not a lot of levels to it, as opposed to a company like this, which will have all those different levels. And so the real people are the ones down here, the 388 of them that are doing all the work. Right? So different types of management structure. Kiwi is very flat. Right? So that's basically how the company is set up, where it is. Just for all questions that I've got. And so another question was about job analysis, how a company determines job analysis. So in creating a company, what are we going to do? We're going to make something, okay? To make that, what do we need to do? We'll have to buy a machine, or somebody needs to operate the machine. Then when it comes out of the machine, what do we do with it? We're going to pack it, okay? So how are we going to pack it? So we start analysing what it is the business is about. And remembering that this can change throughout the year and year by year. All of a sudden, somebody has a brainwave, we've got a new idea. We could make this instead of that. So things might need to change. So we reanalyse what the job positions are required to make the product from raw material coming in, saleable product right, there's a job there, there's a job there, there's a job there, and there, and there, and there. So I've got 7, right? So we know we can work today with 7 people. That's what is required, minimum complement to make the product. So then we go down to the job description for each of those jobs. And that comes about by saying, during a typical day, what will each of those people do? So they'll arrive early, or at least on time, and then they'll get to their work area and then start the machine. The machine might take time to warm up for whatever reason. Like the computer in the morning, you press the button, it's not going straight away, it has to boot up, it has to get itself sorted. It's virus scanning, all those other things. Then we can start work. And then we start feeding the machine. So then during the day, we'll all go to the smoker. Which one of you is going to go and boil the jug for smoker? So we've got to build that into somebody's equation during the day. And then the machine might have a hiccup. And we've got to restart the machine. And how do you know what to do to restart the machine? So there might be some diagnostic skills required as part of keeping that machine operating. And then at the end of the day, we'll have to clean up. So cleaning becomes part of our job in that position as well. So the job description contains all the components that are possible around that one job to make the whole work out in that position, and in that position, and in that position. Some of them might be very similar, some will not be similar at all. So you get down to the end of the line. So we might have to drive the forklift. So which one of all those people was that one going to be? And so we go from there. So then we get into the question of the business determining the person specification. And so it's then looking at that particular job and saying, who is the most ideal person, in my mind, if I could visualise people and say, who's the most ideal person for this job? So what does it involve? A heavy lifter, probably a bloke rather than a lady. Well, I've got to drive a forklift, so I'll need a forklift qualification. Should they have previous experience? Because that might be helpful in this job. What else might there be? So physical aptitude, ability, there's a number of factors start to come in. So this is getting very personal. We're not allowed to pick on male versus female, but for some jobs, we would definitely prefer a female on the job. For other jobs, particularly on the more physical side of it, we would probably go for a bloke on the job. Yeah? Rugby player versus a netball player. Yeah? All that versus a silver bird. Right? They're both champions. Yeah? But some will be suited for some jobs more than others.